The power to roam. It's a real thing. It's that powerful and magical effect that can only be experienced on a motorcycle. It's a mental reset, a soul cleansing when you're out riding in the glory of it all. Something happens, something euphoric, even profound, when your concentration is fixed completely on the road and your environment. It's as if all the weight that we carry all day long is instantly lifted off of our shoulders. We leave the grind behind and experience the power to roam. So I ride motorcycles for a living, and seriously, the big rides are where it's at. Me and 5 of my buddies, 3,000 miles, long days, raising hell on the road. But what really fills my soul is these day trips.
For me and Carrie, it's these 4-hour rides. That's our church. Some days we just say F it and go ride motorcycles.
For me, there's nothing better than just me and Big B, no pressure, 1-day trip, step away from the shop, step away from the stressors, get on a motorcycle and go out for a day's ride.
Today's gonna be a good one. Indian just set us up with a new Chieftain with the Power Plus 112, and we're gonna see what this thing can do.
This new family of motorcycles is really a balance of heritage-based design and modern performance. We want to bring the Indian styling to a more aggressive, performance-oriented place. And we've achieved that with the Power Plus family of motorcycles. When we launched the Challenger platform, what we heard from day one was the motor was really incredible. That Power Plus 108, what we heard back from the riders was they loved this engine and they wanted to see it in more models. And that's what we're excited about today, bringing the Power Plus engine to the full family of baggers and touring bikes. At the heart of this lineup is the new Power Plus 112, and we believe it's the most sophisticated V-twin on the market today. And the new Power Plus family has the most robust offering of ride-enhancing technology that we've ever offered. When we launched the Challenger platform and the Power Plus engine, we really set a new standard. At the time, 20% more horsepower, more torque throughout the engine speed. We also brought technology to the platform, liquid cooling, overhead cams, dual throttle bodies. This was an engine that not only looked great, but it performed great as well. And what we saw over time was the competition paid attention to what we were doing. We start to see designs of motorcycles progressing, becoming more modern. We started to see technology come into the segment that was never here before. And that really confirmed the direction we were going down. We were setting the path and the industry was following, and that's what Indian has always done. At the end of the day, we left no stone unturned with this lineup.
First look at this new Chieftain is it's the marrying of the two worlds. You have the traditional Chieftain that is the air-cooled V-twin motorcycle and the new styling with the Power Plus and the Challenger. Marrying these two worlds together with the history of the handlebar mounted fairing, you're getting that aggressive feel, fairings close to your body, but then you're getting the new school of the Challenger. Fast, agile, carving turns, tucked into the motorcycle.
I'm super stoked to try out this new Chieftain, but I'm even more stoked to try out the new Power Plus 112. With Challenger, this motor was the hero, so we knew with Chieftain, it would just take it to the next level.
Now with the introduction of the Chieftain, you're getting the new school and the old school. You're getting that performance, that drive, that forward momentum with that historic in the motorcycle Chieftain feel.
All our motorcycles are firmly anchored in our heritage. And you see that especially from afar when you look at the proportion and the stance. Whereas our liquid-cooled bikes, like the Power Plus, it's a whole different story. It's young, it's progressive, it's here to challenge the norm. It's a beast ready to attack. In the Challenger, that's really where we took our performance DNA to the next level. You can really start to appreciate it when you get closer to the bike, when you see the bodywork and the surfacing. The Power Plus Chieftain and Roadmaster are clearly flexing what they're capable of. They are chiseled, they look fast and aggressive. They evoke a spirit of performance and speed with that American V-twin muscle. We spent a lot of time designing this fairing. It's such an iconic piece, but it also serves as a link between the Power Plus Challenger and the Thunderstroke Chieftain. The other thing with the stance and the proportion is just the fork-mounted setup. Fork-mounted fairings always sits tighter and they look more compact. And that's definitely the case with these two Power Plus models. So when you get up and close to the bikes, that's when you really see how much effort we put in to the craftsmanship aspect of the new Power Plus models. The part lines, the textures, the paint and the surfaces finishes, the details. We really wanted to elevate the level of fit and finish for all these 4 Power Plus models.
First ride on this new Chieftain with the Power Plus motor, it is light years ahead of the traditional air-cooled V-twin motorcycle. And now with this new 112 motor, it takes everything to a whole new level. The great part is, you just twist the throttle and this thing will rev to the moon.
The original Power Plus came out in the late 19-teens and was an amazing motor. It was developed to be a modern V-twin at that time, which is really cool because today's Power Plus was exactly that. It's a 60-degree V-twin engine with overhead cams. The 60-degree V-twin gives you some natural balancing, so it's smoother. The overhead cams give you the ability to spin more RPM. And what is RPM? Well, RPM delivers horsepower. So a traditional pushrod V-twin will make power up to 5,000, maybe 6,000 RPM, whereas an overhead KM engine in a V-twin can make power all the way up to 7,000, 7,700 RPM. So magically, with a Power Plus, you get not only great torque with the big 112, you get RPM, which gives you horsepower. On the road, what does that give you? Even more power to pass, even more power to have fun, even more ability to just roll a pass on anybody without even a downshift. Bottom line, traditional V-twins are antiquated, and the Power Plus is a modern interpretation of what a V-twin engine should be. Indian Motorcycle was founded by 2 racers, Hendy and Hedstrom. They actually met at a racetrack. The whole birth of the company is based around racing. Hedstrom developed Indian's first V-twin. He raced it at Ormond Beach in Florida. Even today, Indian Motorcycle and the race team continue to develop the Power Plus. In King of the Baggers, Indian Motorcycle has won the crown 3 times. No other brand has done that. The first year at Laguna Seca was 2020. We raced with a pretty much bone stock Indian Challenger in Power Plus engine. It was the 108. We absolutely destroyed the field. And in 2021, we actually punched up the 108 to a 112. The race team has played a really big role in developing both the reliability and the performance, and clearly the 112 has more than proven itself that there is a replacement for displacement. As we've developed the Indian Power Plus, we've also developed a ton of great accessory. We have Stage 1 air intake, we have Stage 1 exhaust, We have exhaust tips. All that helps the motor perform better. And not only that, we have comfort and style accessories like seats, mini trunks. Whatever you need to make your bike look great and personalize it, we have it.
This Chieftain is everything you need in a V-twin motorcycle. It's nimble, it's fast, it accelerates. You can get through twisties or grab fifth gear and go wide open down the freeway. Truly, the chassis on the Chieftain is my favorite part of this motorcycle. I always compare it to a touring sport bike. It's got a rigid frame, inverted suspension, amazing brakes, awesome shocks. There is no better motorcycle in the market in the V-twin bagger platform.
I'm a big dude, and as we all know, I'm not that athletic or nimble. But athletic and nimble is how I would describe this bike for sure.
When it comes to suspension, it's critical, especially in these bigger bikes. You're handling them a lot of weight. You need these things to handle like they're light, agile, nimble, things like that. And that really starts with the suspension. When you go to choose your components for a suspension system, you need to choose ones that work with the weight of the bike, deliver that crisp and agile feel back to the rider. Inverted forks are part of that big package. We started with inverted forks when we introduced Challenger, and we'll be continuing that through with Power Plus bikes as well. Now that we've seen the market really following our footsteps in a way, going down the performance avenue with more performance-oriented suspension and other aspects of the bike, and it's really validation that we're doing the right thing and we're focusing on what our customer needs. The rear shock itself is a Fox monotube construction, aluminum body. They're as good as anything that you'll find in a performance market, and we feature them across our entire Power Plus platform. The other benefit of that shock is we have the hydraulic preload adjuster. All bikes come standard with the manual adjust, which is super easy to adjust to get spring preload in the right spot for your ride. We also have available electronic preload adjustment that is done through the Ride Command display. It's another innovation that we've put in this space. At the end of the day, it really comes down to the front and rear suspension working together with the chassis. What we do is build our chassis out of aluminum. That allows us to do is get the weight in the right spot for the bike. And by utilizing the aluminum frame and shaping it as we need it to be shaped to get the stiffness and the weight that we need, and also package the components in the right spot to really optimize the center of gravity and the entire package together. In addition to the awesome ride and handling, we also feature great brakes. So on the front of the bike, we feature Brembo radial mounted calipers with 320mm discs. Those provide great stopping power, awesome feel, which are both critical for bikes of this size. When you really add up the suspension, the frame, the brakes, and all the performance that comes with that whole package, you really can't find a better performance V-twin than the Power Plus family.
And after all this power and all of this handling, these bikes are loaded with a ton of technology. What's really cool is most of these features are almost hidden.
Delivering advanced ride-enhancing technologies is not new to Indian Motorcycle. For example, when we launched SmartLean technology in 2019 with the introduction of Indian Challenger, this technology intuitively recognized vehicle speed, lean angle, and throttle position to optimize power delivery to the rear wheel and also optimize the front and rear braking. And now we're building on that with the addition of this rider assist package available for the Power Plus family. First is blind spot warning, which gives a notification to the rider if the vehicle is located in the rider's blind spot. Either a notification will be displayed in the side mirrors or within the 7-inch Ride Command display. Next is rear collision warning, which gives a notification to an oncoming vehicle by pulsing the rear tail lights in order to get the oncoming vehicle's attention. The next feature is tailgate warning, which gives a notification to the rider in the 7-inch Ride Command screen that a vehicle is following too closely. In addition to the rear radar safety features, we're offering 2 new features related to braking. The first braking feature is bike hold control, which either on an incline or a decline, preventing the bike from moving forward or backward. Next is electronically combined braking, which is a system that intuitively optimizes braking. For example, if a rider applies the front brake, the system will automatically recognize it and apply the rear brake. Vice versa, if the rider applies the rear brake, the system will recognize and automatically apply the front brake. This new feature is to optimize the braking distance for the rider. The goal of these rider assist features is to work in the background so riders don't even know that they're actually working, to enable a safer, more confident, more comfortable riding experience.
Every rider is united by that sense of freedom, that ability to reset our souls and reconnect with each other, the power to run. But all too often, the shortcomings of the bike can get in the way. Bikes that beat you up mile after mile, or lack power when you really need it most. Indian Motorcycle has addressed all that with this family of Power Plus motorcycles. They are nothing short of amazing. The all-new Chieftain Power Plus and Roadmaster Power Plus, or the Indian Challenger and Pursuit. They all carry that performance DNA and technology, and that modern aggressive style that you know is an Indian motorcycle the minute you see it. Listen, we can talk all we want, and we can debate what we think is best. The old, the new, but talk is cheap. The minute you get on one of these and experience this Power Plus motor and see how these bikes ride, there's just no question about it.